Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me, a new face into the Pub Sports Radio universe, my guy Nick. Nick, how are you? And welcome into the Pub Sports Radio universe, like I just mentioned. It's glad to have you on.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jose. Excited to be here. Really appreciate it, having the opportunity, and look forward to talking some baseball.
Yes, it is going to be a fun time. Shout out to everyone, of course, joining us in the chat right now. Love the people joining in early. Danzo, AOD, Johnny Gonzalez, Ron Lofton, Occupancy. What's up, our guys? Shout out to you guys for commenting along. And if you guys are watching, of course, the like button while you guys are here helps us out. A small Monday card, as we usually do have them on Mondays, but I love them as much as any day of the week. I think Mondays have become my favorite day of the week just because of them. But Nick, before we get into Say Hey Play 61 here, before we do, can you give the people a little background, I guess, on you and how you got into the sports handicapping, I guess?
Yeah, sports have always been a passion of mine ever since growing up, and then gambling in general has always been something that I've been kind of interested in. A lot of days at the horse track with my father when I was growing up, and then all of a sudden you're going down to the 7-Eleven and picking up the betting slips on Sundays for NFL football. And when online gambling kind of first came on in college, I kind of did some of that fun, dumb stuff you do as a 20-year-old with a credit card. and get kicked off a couple sports books. Can't use Bovada anymore, unfortunately. but
Right. Okay. That's one of my goals. I'm trying to get kicked off Bovada every day, you know.
Well, if you make a deposit and then tell them your card got stolen, that's usually a good way to do it.
Okay, good. That's a good start. I like it.
Yeah, but no, and then really started taking it seriously in the last couple of years, tracking and being very disciplined with my units and having it less of a entertainment value and more of a potential investment. Meeting gentlemen like yourself and a lot of the guys we have in our chats. So it's been a great time. So.
Yes, I look forward to having more of those guys in the chat. A lot of interesting minds in there.
Seriously.
It's very interesting to wake up in the morning and just see like 40 messages like already in, like guys already breaking down games. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at those yet. It's very fun. But shout out to those guys, and let's just get right into it. Let's get into Say Hey Plays 61. 61 of these things down, and we are rolling into it with Madison Bumgarner and Hunter Green. An interesting pitching matchup, to say the least. Yeah. Very interesting guy. Past and present here. Madison 2-4, 3.31 ERA. Last two appearances for him, both at home too. At Atlanta, or I should say at home for Atlanta, I should say. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 2 walks. There, pretty good start for Madison, especially at this late age. Versus the Dodgers, he got a little bit roughed up, but that kind of seems like it is the norm with Madison and the Dodgers. He used to be so good, and now he gets revved up and just gets a little overcharged, I guess. 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 home runs there, 3 Ks, and 2 walks there. Hunter Green went against my beloved Red Sox last time out, and I got a good look at him this time. When I'm watching him against other teams or against any other team, I have like a third eye on it, kind of watching not every pitch to pitch like I am on the Red Sox. Yeah. And it really was a case of, all right, first time through the order, he'll just explode on you. Just absolutely you won't expect what's coming, and he'll get you out 3 strikeouts or whatever it was and like 2 pitches, and that's what he does.
Yeah.
And then it comes to the second time through, and you're like, all right, well, it's 100. A lot of people throw 100. I can catch up to this. And then the slider is that's about it. It's just slider fastball. His third pitch is meh. He's got a little show me changeup, I guess. But I didn't have anything on this game, honestly. I would probably lean towards the dogs. And we've talked about, or I guess a lot of people have talked about overs and Reds games always now, especially at home. But yeah, nothing for me here.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Green is, I think, a great example of what a pitcher has. And, we all know Mad Bum. Everybody knows what he has. My favorite outing of his this year really showed when he went to the Marlins and decided in the first inning he didn't have it and just got himself ejected.
I mean, the umpire was being a weirdo. But,
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, and it's a funny thing that was the next start again. It was against the Marlins, and he did the same exact thing happened.
Yeah.
Basically, just like
Yeah.
we win an inning, he gave up a home run,
And he's like,
and
I'm
this time
done.
he just stuck it out a little longer. But
Yeah.
no, that was I will say that was my favorite outing of anyone in the whole league so far this year, Nick. I will agree with
Yeah.
you there.
No, I mean I like Hunter a lot, but like you said, he needs a third pitch. I know we've talked about this with a few different people, and he doesn't have it yet. He reminds me, he reminds me of somebody I think, and you can't transition everybody to closers, but I think he'd be a killer closer because you see it the first time at the end of the game, you wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't have to go through the order multiple times. Can the Reds make it work with them? I think so. I think they have some pop in their bats. Forecast for this game is a little shaky. I don't know if they're even going to get it in today. It looks like there's some rain in Cincinnati, but that was earlier in the day. But I mean, I'm being out here in California. We don't know what that rain is. So
no, you're right. It's right on RotoWire, 50% chance of rain. So no, it probably might not even go.
Yeah, but I mean, I lean. I think if you are playing this game, I do think that I'm partial. I would like Cincinnati in this game just because I think top to bottom they have a little bit better pop in the bats. I don't know if I'd hammer the over, especially now that it's climbed all the way to 10. I believe it opened at 9, so that seems to be a lot of money flowing on the over. But it's not a strong game that I'm running to the counter to play right now.
Yeah, I'm right there 100% with you. Occupancy in the chat joining us here. He says Arizona team total under 4. There, they got cold in Pittsburgh. Danzo saying if you like to bet on Cincinnati plus 185 to score in the first inning, I like that. There, Gregory Winston, shout out to you, my guy. Jake Burns with a measly Hunter Green throws a no hitter. I mean, hey,
is it going to be a no hitter like it was in Pittsburgh where he lost?
Is he going to win this one? Is he going to win this one? I don't know.
That was painful. It reminded me, and I'll date myself here. It reminded me of Pedro throwing for the Expos and went 9 complete, and then showed up in the 10th and gave up a hit. And I was like, it was like the most painful thing you've ever seen because he was like 160 pitches into the game, and they couldn't win one for him. And I'm like, it's just brutal. So.
I remember that similar thing happened. I don't remember what Marlins pitcher it was, but I remember that it was like 0-0. He throws like a no hitter or whatever, and then he's on deck to hit in the bottom half of that inning, and then they walk it off right in front of him too, and they just mob him on deck.
That's great though.
Yeah, so that's all time right there. If I can remember, I don't remember who it was. It feels like it was like an Anibal Sanchez or that kind of guy. But
I think or who's the guy?
I initially thought it was like Jose Fernandez. I was like, I don't think he ever threw a no hitter, but someone please do that research for us. I'd love to know because a Marlins no hitter is I think pretty rare too. So. And I'm not even 100% sure if it was the Marlins, but I definitely remember that happening. Maybe it was against the Marlins. Who knows? Let's talk about the next game while you do that, guys. Let's talk about Rangers Guardians here. John Gray versus Cal Quantrill. And I have nothing on this game either. John Gray is a mystery to me.
Yeah.
Really, really is a mystery to me. Versus the Rays, he goes 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, a home run there, 12 Ks, 2 walks. His best start of the season by far. And then at Oakland, the fucking measly Oakland A's, he goes 5 earned runs, 2 home runs there, 5 Ks, 3 walks. It's just so weird. It's so weird. I can't even get behind him in any form or fashion without being comfortable. Like, you wouldn't bet him with any comfort. Kyle Quantrill on the other side, a guy that I have liked. I liked him going into the season, and he just really shit his bed. And I just couldn't bet him to the start of the season. And he's kind of turned around, but I still don't have any confidence in betting him either. So another stay-off spot. Cal's last 2 appearances versus the Royals, he goes 6 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, and no walks. And at Houston, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks, and 4 walks there. His walks were, I was a little curious about the walks, but he went no walks, 4 walks, no walks, no walks, and then it was a string of a bunch of walks when he was pitching poorly. So I will be interested to see that number at the end of this game to see if he can keep those down, but nothing here for me. Both these offenses, or I should say the Guardians offense has hit the shits. 27th, 83 weighted runs created plus against righties during the month, I should say, during the June 17th till today. I call that the Jose split because I don't know how else to describe it. I just do it a couple of weeks before. I want to get a couple good weeks. But yeah, 83rd there and a 15th for the Texas Rangers, 112 weighted runs created plus. So nothing here for me. Maybe a lean towards the over, but yeah, I want nothing to do with this game. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely not a game that I'm running. Again, not running to the window to bet. I do think if you are going to bet this game, you are betting the over because the Guardians bullpen is not world beaters, and Texas is drained after going deep against Seattle. So, I mean, I think that if you are looking at a pick here, I think you have to take the over. 9.5, not a terrible number. I do think that there is some value there. Maybe get even a first 5 over. I think it was earlier today. I liked it at 5. If it's over, if it's 5.5, I probably wouldn't play it. But at 5, I think you could play first 5 over 5 and over 5. So,
yeah, and the chat right now letting us know too. Wind is howling in Ohio today. Howling.
Okay.
17 miles per hour wind out to center.
Oof,
17. Wow.
Yeah. That ball might make it to the lake.
Yeah, the balls are going to be flying all right. So definitely an overlook for sure if you're going to be betting this game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to move on it. I think it's still 9.5. Of course, our friends at Bovada are down right now, so that's classic. So I can't check. But I believe it's still at a 9.5. So you guys should definitely roll with an under, if anything. A lot of Cleveland likes here. DX Filer joining us. Shout out to Gamblestein, our guy.
Gamblestein.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, teaching me poker one day at a time.
Great guy. I mean, I would not be as into this if I hadn't gotten picked up into all that stuff he's put together. So
yeah, shout out to him. Paul Trippy took every game over. Paul Trippy hoping for some offense. I don't hate that.
There you go. Big offense on Monday, Paul. I like it.
Monday offensive days. I like that. Let's move on to the first bet on my card. Seattle versus Houston here. Robbie Ray versus Christian Javier. And I don't know. I don't know what it is about Robbie Ray. There's something about Robbie Ray that I just do not like.
Yeah.
I liked him. Well, I don't know. I didn't like him at all, I should say. We'll just start there. He's 4-6, contrary to the screen's record there. He's 4-6 now. He's a lefty, so that should make me like him a little more.
There you go.
He's just not someone I want to back this year.
Yeah.
Last year, I thought it was kind of smoke and mirrors. And then, he kept doing it the whole year. And I was like, all right, well, I guess this guy's good, whatever. And then I expect him to be good coming into this year. I bet the Mariners team total over. They're shitting the bed. So maybe it's just all these just combination of factors rolling into me not liking him. And I took the Astros first 5 -0.5 here at -115. Christian Javier, another pitcher I like backing, especially at home. And he already faced the Seattle Mariners once this year, 5 1/3, only 2 hits, 4 Ks, 2 walks. His last 2 appearances at Oakland, 4 hits, 4 innings pitched, 1 run, 4 Ks, 4 walks. Shout out to Jay-Z, a big Jay-Z guy. Christian Javier is 444 there. And there's my one music reference of the show. Versus the Cleveland Guardians before that, 5 2/3, 3 hits, no runs there, 9 Ks, and a walk. So I'm on Houston first 5 here, Nick. Please tell me that you're on the good side of this.
Well, I'm definitely not backing the Mariners. I was probably one of the few people I talked to preseason that did not understand this Mariners love coming into this year. I thought that they were very overhyped. I have definitely done well fading the Mariners. Usually not at home though. I don't like fading them at home. For some reason, people go up to Seattle and just all their
they got skills. Good juju up there.
Yeah, but at the same time, man, Houston has been a Jekyll and Hyde baseball team this year. I do see this first 5. I like your look there, first 5. I think Houston can definitely squeeze out a run. And I think Javier is definitely on the bump to hold down the Mariners. Lefties Houston against lefties is only 215 at the plate, which does make me a little bit nervous. But I do lean under here. In the chat here, you'll see Basil or CT Bays will tell you the trend with Houston is ridiculous to the under. He's got just 39-15 under overall. So I mean, they are not hitting the ball like the trash can specialists that they used to be. Even
kind of
after,
worse sometimes, especially the other day
yeah.
with Chris Bubich on the bump. I'm looking at all the
Jesus.
chat right now, and I remember literally everyone on the Astros that day, and I was right there with you. I was like, Chris
Everybody.
Bubich. I was like, I'll take first 5 -1.
Yeah.
Come on.
Everybody.
And they just did not bring the sticks. They
Yeah,
just did not bring the
yeah.
sticks. And that's been the whole thing. And I will mention, let me scroll up here because CT Bays had a great stat there, 15-5 to the under this year.
Yeah.
For the Astros here. So first 5 under, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
If you look at both of these hitting stats in the last since June 15th,
Mhm.
fourth against righties, the Seattle Mariners are 130 weighted runs created plus. That's super high. And I
Yeah.
can still see them getting locked down by Javier, and 110. That's 11th against lefties. Houston is, so that's all right. You kind of expect them to be higher, to be honest. So I'm gonna roll with the Astros here, and if I get 0-0 here, I will be furious because the under is sitting there right there in the face, and I did not take it. So I will be furious if it happens.
Yeah, I rolled under 8.5 last night, so I got that the move to 8. I still think it's a good number at 8. You know, I think you're probably going to get 5 out of the Astros, and I do think Javier can shut down the Mariners.
Yeah, 5-0. 5-0.
There you go.
There we go. 5-0. Everyone's happy. 5-0.
Perfect.
All right, let's move on. Next game here, and I believe Gamblestein said he likes a big dog on the card here, and I would not be surprised if it was this one right here. Everyone loves fading Ross, the boss, Stripling here. And I'm right there with him. I'm on Royals team total over 4 at -115.
Yeah.
Dan Lynch, the better pitcher out of these two guys. I can for sure see you can make the case there. We'll start with Lynch first, a lefty that he's in my top 5, I guess, favorite lefties. I don't get to watch more. I guess I should say I don't watch most of his games because he's on the Royals, but he's successful at Cleveland. 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs there, 2 Ks, 3 walks. Bounce back start here could be very possible. At Minnesota before that, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 2 walks. You'll definitely get those stinkers for Lynch. I mean, he's still a young pup, but I could easily see him bouncing back here today. And we'll talk about Stripling, who gets to start because our man Hyunjin Ryu goes on the IL, a little forearm injury, and that's not good. Earlier in the season, I was like, all right, well, let's start the year on the IL, whatever is going to happen. They'll arrest him. They're going to realize that it was the last couple of years. He gets just worn down at the end of the year, and they'll save him for the postseason. And then they bring him back. He's pitching well. I'm like, all right, well, here we go. This is where they started off, and they start rolling. This second IL is now like, oh, okay, so now he's actually hurt. Like, that's not – that's like that's a destabilizer. And I will admit, I mean, when the season first started and he was going out there, I was fading him. I mean, and it was cash cow for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he did figure his shit out there, and he was pitching well. So it's definitely going to hurt the Blue Jays. And Stripling, who when I'm not watching the Blue Jays bullpen very closely, I'll gladly admit that. And I was like, Ross Stripling was probably like the minor leagues or something. But no, he was just chilling in the bullpen. His last 2 appearances out of the bullpen, 2 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, 2 Ks, no walks versus the White Sox. And at the Angels, an inning in the third, 2 hits, an earned run, 3 Ks, and a walk there. So he's still been pretty good. He's still been pretty good. And I'm a little worried about the team total over 4 here with the Royals because the Royals are notoriously not the best offensive team. But during the Jose split, 13th, 115 weighted runs created plus. And his last full start, Ross Stripling gave up 4 earned runs on 4 innings to the Cleveland Guardians. So I'm going to hope that it is going to be 4 innings of Ross Stripling. We get 2 from him at the least, hopefully. And then we'll get a Blue Jays bullpen I don't believe in. So that's my team total over 4 -115 look there, Nick. What about you?
You have every right to not believe in the Blue Jays bullpen because they have been nothing but just despicable this entire season. So I definitely can understand that. I think Kansas City has some good young talent. Obviously, they have Perez. I believe he's in the lineup tonight. But I actually think Toronto could get this done on the road. I think they might be a little motivated from not taking advantage of a very depleted Twins team yesterday. And I do like their bats actually a little bit better away from home, which is strange for most teams. But they are hitting 257 against left-handed pitching. So Lynch could be, you could look at a first 5 over here. I think is a good number, and I lean Blue Jays to come out ahead in this matchup. So DX is on the Royals and plus 1.5. So that's no surprise we're on opposite sides.
I was about to say I didn't even see that Steen put his dog in there, but I assumed it was that, and I guess right on cue he goes Royals and the plus 1.5 there. So
yeah.
I don't hate it for sure. I mean, out of all the dogs on the card, that would be the most like appealing, I guess, and it's probably the biggest one because all these games were pretty close. And thank you. Our friends Bovada are back up now. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, they're definitely the biggest dog, and I understand the value there. I'm not, I like I said, I think it definitely is an understandable side. So,
and since Bovada's little re-update or whatever they did, it's minus 195 now for the Toronto Blue Jays, plus 160 for the Royals. So that's interesting. It's very interesting. We'll move it on there because I'm taking the Royals there plus 4.5, or at the team total 4, minus 115. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, I hope that Ross Stripling struggles, but now that line movement makes me a little worried. Yeah. And the Royals' offense in general is scary, but Salvi Perez in there, my Venezuelan king, will help me out. Now, I've seen a lot of chatter about this game already, and I'm excited about it because it seems like everyone and their moms are on my Red Stockings today. Everyone. And I'm on their team total over 4.5. That was the first play I locked in today because I'm a shill. 11 straight losses for the Angels. It's been fascinating to see. They've been on the. It's weird. It seems like there've just been 3 teams that really struggled, and now are past it or going through it now. The Red Sox were the first one of those teams. Struggled for a month. Offense the worst in history, whatever we're doing it was calling it. And now they figured out now they're one of the best teams in baseball offensively, which is hilarious. The Phillies just killing the fans the whole year. There was just a stretch for like 2 weeks. It seemed like 7-run leads were just not safe with the Philadelphia.
No, not at all.
Not safe. They fired Joe Girardi, and now suddenly everything is switched, and they're back. They're a playoff team. Whoever knows. And now we're on the third one of these teams. It's now the Los Angeles Angels. They're obviously a lot better than this, but they've now lost 11 straight. And I'll say this. Joe Madden is on borrowed time at this point. I said that Joe Girardi was going to get fired by July, and I was obviously, I gave him too much credit, I guess. But Joe Madden's next on the chopping block here. Absolutely. And I looked up Joe Madden contract to see did he sign a new contract or anything? I think this is his last year of his deal too. Yeah. So his ass is in the jackpot, as they would say in the viral MLB clip. I don't like them today. I would take Red Sox money line. I'm on the Red Sox. Like I said, team total over 4.5. I think they win. I like the over today. But man, I just really think that Joe Madden, you better win this series. This is a must-win series for both of these teams. Because I will say this, as a Red Sox fan, huge for the Red Sox. Huge for the Red Sox because this is the team they're competing for in the wild card spot. And I know it's fucking June, so who talks about playoff spots in June? But here we are.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
AL East has to. You have to talk about it.
Exactly, because the whole freaking team is in the playoffs or whole division. But this is the team the Red Sox are going to play for in this wild card spot. The Angels won their series, I believe, 2-1, and this is a 4-gamer, and the Red Sox have to win 3 out of 4 so they can get the tiebreaker against them because. Let's remember, there's not a game 162 this year. Or anymore, I guess I should say. There's no 1 game 63, I should say.
Yeah.
No more of those tiebreaker games done away for some stupid reason. So they have to win 3 out of 4 here. I think Alex Cora can get that across to the boys. And I think Joe Madden is just trying to fucking fight for air and get a win.
Yeah. So, the Angels are a mess. Like, just unbelievable. I mean, yesterday, I know we had a couple people in the chat take terrible beats on the Angels, losing on that walk-off to the Phillies. I think the Red Sox are absolutely the right side here tonight. And unfortunately, I hate being on the same side as everyone on earth, but coming cross-country home Red Sox took a quick flight down from Oakland. Michael Wacha, which, good Lord, talk about a career like resurrection. Like, good Lord. If you'd have told me I was going to bet hard-earned money on Michael Wacha 2 years ago, I'd have probably laughed in your face.
If you would have told me that in the I forget what year it is, the Red Sox World Series against the Cardinals, if you would have told me that when Michael Wacha was dominating the Red Sox, then I was like, oh, he won like 5 Cy Young awards and he's one of the better pitchers in baseball. No, he just struggled his whole career after that. And then all the smart teams in baseball were like, this guy got something, and the Red Sox just managed to pay him enough money to get there.
I mean,
it's fascinating too. I love to watch him pitch, and he's been great every time, basically.
Great.
I'm gonna add the Red Sox money line. By the way, I've seen the chat. People are saying, "Do it, Jose. Just add money line. Do it." I'm gonna add Red Sox money line as well.
I mean, seriously, like he was an over machine in St. Louis the last couple of years. I loved betting his games over. I never put money on him. However, like, I just think the Red Sox tonight they've made me a ton of money against Oakland. I'm probably going to be on them in this series a lot. My guy, for some reason, and when I say my guy, because I don't have access to all the fun sports books that everyone else does in the country, because I live in California for some reason. My guy hung a plus 105 on the first 5 for the Red Sox, which I didn't understand. So I'm all over the Red Sox tonight. First 5. I think full game is a great look. I just think I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Angels are playing to get Joe Maddon fired.
And let me tell you this, his bullshit gets old quickly, or not quickly.
It
gets old.
Yeah.
I mean, he overstayed his welcome in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And I think it's kind of happening here. Like, at some point, it gets tired. Like, you bring another magician to the clubhouse. Like, his all antics and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I took Red Sox money line here. I guess I'm doubling up with the Red Sox full first 5, or not full first 5, but full game money line and team total or 4.5. And by the way, just to keep it, put a point on it, I guess, for my guy. Where is that comment? I'm trying to find all these comments, and we appreciate all the comments. And by the way, the World Series of 2013, the 2013 World Series is what I was talking about.
Wow.
But even farther back. Yeah, I know, right? Ronnie and Bergia, here you are. Joe Maddon is 1 billion% the next manager fired in baseball. Not even, I don't think there's anyone that comes to mind right now that could be next. Aaron Boone is a lucky guy and saved his ass because their Yankees are playing well.
Yeah.
He obviously has nothing to do with that.
He's terrible.
But yeah, Joe Maddon, 100% the next coach fired. 100%.
Yeah.
And again, I'm seeing Paco Healy and Ronnie and Bergia saying that I need the first 5 full to game this. I'm gonna write it down, but I'm not probably going to, guys. I'm just gonna let you guys know that now. You've talked to me enough that maybe I'll write it down and look at it, but we'll see. Elliot V has a good stat here to kind of pour some cold water on all of us. Angels are 5-1, I should say, last 6 versus Boston at home there. So some cold water on us all, and we need it. Shout out to everyone joining us too. Bigger Goo. Having a hashtag fuck Boone. Yeah, it's crazy that he's still the manager. It is crazy.
It's insane. I mean, and then I like somebody on here had a really good stat. THC. Yeah, THC is RZA or RZA. They used 5 relievers against Philly. So if Thor gets in trouble early, they are going to be done.
And I will say he has bounced back from bad starts. He bounced back from the really shitty one versus the Rangers, and then went back against the Rangers and dominated. But we'll see here. I like the cross country, road trip aspect of it. The Red Sox are already there.
Yeah,
slow drive down from Oakland, and like I said, the Red Sox need to win this series. So,
and I like
a fun matchup for sure.
I like that they gave JD the day off yesterday because now you get a fresh Martinez in the lineup tonight.
Nick, I do in fact love me some Julio Daniel. I will admit that. Julio Daniel, especially when he's fresh.
Yeah,
let's talk about the last game on our slate here. And I love that the Mets are on the West Coast right now because all the best teams seemingly on the West Coast.
Right.
And the Mets are playing them all. This is actually the thing that doomed them last year. I remember very distinctly last year saying, like a 3-week or like a 2-week stretch for the Mets when they just started like struggling, and it was Dodgers, Padres, Dodgers, Padres,
Like
Giants, and
brutal
then
stretch.
just brutalized them, killed them, and just ended their season basically. And now they're kind of doing it again. I think they ended up getting the split in 2-2 versus the Dodgers. So congratulations there. I didn't think they were going to get that last game. So that was a very impressive win. Julio Urias versus Williams.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. And I wanted to take them here today as well. But I think honestly that's because I have a little bias with Blake Snell. Another pitcher I do not like very much. He's a lefty too. I guess I'm just finding all these lefties that I'm not liking today. I told you money last time out. I thought he was going to struggle at the Cardinals. He dazzles them. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Excuse me, but and Cookie Carrasco's been great. Shout out to him. 6-1, 3.63 ERA, and he can blow up every once in a while, but he's been phenomenal too. I guess I would lean towards an over here as well. And honestly, the main thing I was looking for was a Mets team total over. But I just couldn't get there. That's just my lean, I guess, at the end of the day. And I couldn't get to the trigger or couldn't get to the window on this one. Nick, what about you?
I get that. I mean, I understand. I mean, this is funny because this is the same, like a similar travel situation where, the Padres are coming from Milwaukee back home, and then the Mets are just driving down from LA. I do think I agree with you. The split in LA was huge for them. I am actually going to be on the Blake Snell train. I think home Blake Snell is a great number. I think Cookie is due for a little regression. I also think he might be giving up some hits tonight on the road. I think the travel does matter. I know that, when I say travel, I mean being away from home for that long. I think that does matter. And I will take the Padres in game 1 tonight. I do think the Mets could win the series easily, though, and take the next 2. So I just think this spot for Snell at home is a very good spot for the Padres.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not on the Mets then, specifically because of that. I will say this: you're right about Snell at home, and that was another big factor for me when I thought he was going to struggle in the Cardinals because he's on the road, and of course he dazzled them. But at home, he's just much better. We can't use his career stats obviously because he's a Ray forever, but last year, his home road splits a 2.5 ERA at home and a 6 on the road. This year so far, it's that's actually hit career. Just kidding. I hit career on accident 2022. A little more, it's only 9 innings and 5 innings, so we can't even really use it. But a 5 ERA at home and then a 4.66 on the road, so we can't even really use those numbers because it's so small. My last little of cold water for you, Nick. The Padres, and I don't know why this is because it seems like the Padres are always this low offensively during my little splits times, but they always put up runs. I don't know. I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. A little cognitive dissonance there. 29th against righties. 29th during this split. 76 weighted runs created plus. So that's the main concern for me here. If I was back in the Padres, you want their offense to come, but I do think that. Well, I didn't expect Cookie Carrasco to be pitching this well, and I hope he continues pitching this well until the Baseball World Classic so he can help Venezuela lead them to a world title there. But I didn't want anything to do with it. Mets, 8th, 127 weighted runs created plus against lefties. Padres better win this game. They better win this game. Their ass swept. So
if they don't win this game, it will be a sweep. 100%.
That's how I felt last night with the Golden State Warriors. Nick, that's how I felt last night.
I understand that.
All right, Nick. So that was your maiden voyage into Pub Sports Radio. That was a short little card here.
Well, I appreciate it.
I've now got 4 plays as I've got to write down my newest edition because I've got a rather sweaty Red Sox game that I'm going to watch right now. Before we do get into our official plays of the day, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, our guys at Dr. Squatch, the all natural, very, very cool soap that they are selling. Go check out the link in our description right now, guys. You can go to their website, and like I said, use the link in the description because that is how they know that we sent you guys. Click on it today. Check out the Galaxy Bundle, all their very cool natural soaps. You can get a subscription plan if that's what you're into. They've got, like I said, the Galaxy Bundle is very cool. They're also doing a Father's Day sale as well. The Father's Day sale is coming, and this is a hashtag bad son alert because I don't know when Father's Day is, to be honest. But let me tell you, it is a great deal, and go to our friends at Dr. Squatch today. It is 15% off all bundles from June 3rd to June 10th. So right in the middle of this Father's Day sale. So go get it today. All right. Official plays. I'll start off, Nick, because I've only got 4, and you will follow me here, and we'll get out of here. It's a lovely show. Thank you so much for joining me, as always. Like I said,
hey, thanks for having me.
Officially, I'm on the Kansas City Royals team total over 4 minus 115. Houston Astros first 5 minus a half at minus 115, and I've got my Red Sox double up here. It's going to be interesting. Red Sox double up, team total over 4.5 minus 105, and money line at minus 105. Look at all that synergy, huh? Look at that synergy. That is my 4 official plays here today and yesterday. By the way, I forgot to mention 2-1 up 3-1. Excuse me, 3-1 up 2 units, and on the season 191 and 182 up 14.63 units. So not a bad start to the year, and we're kind of in the middle of the year now, but yeah, it's a good start, whatever we're gonna call it.
You can't complain.
Nick, what about you? Yeah, no, of course not. Hey, I'm sitting here, sitting pretty. I broke a little cold streak, so it's about that time. It's about that time to get hot again.
That's Nick, right. Official play is San Diego Padres money line. I am going to take the Toronto Blue Jays run line. I have the under in the Houston Astros at 8.5, and I have the Boston Red Sox first 5 at plus 102.
I should take that first 5 under in the Astros game. But again, remember, Nick, that's a 0-0. I'm going to be somewhere just screaming. You'll be able to hear me probably.
I probably will be able to hear you. It'll be like when I was screaming when your Pirates were sweeping the Dodgers.
Yes. Shout out to my Pirates, wherever you guys are. By the way, my Pirates jersey has been shipped as of today. So I'm excited for my Tuca Pizza jersey to come whenever it is supposed to be here. For a long time, I was like, I really hope that this is a good website and I did not get scammed and I just did not pay $70 for nothing. So I cannot wait. Nick, thanks so much for joining us. Where can the people find you?
Nick C Picks at Twitter and TikTok. Appreciate the follow. Nick C Picks at Twitter and TikTok.
Yes, go follow my guy on Twitter. Check out my Twitter at Jose Bouquett. I've added Nick in all the tweets, and you'll find him there as well. Great guy. And maybe if you follow us, maybe you'll get to that exclusive invite into the gambling group chat if you show you're worth it. That is an exclusive club, Nick. Let me tell you, I've known Gamblestein for a couple of months now. Yeah, and it only took me hosting my own baseball show to get that invite. So it is a big deal to get into that group chat. Let me tell you that.
It's a big deal.
Like Thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back here tomorrow at Tuesday show. It's gonna be fantastic. Low Shack in the bag early in the morning, then me, then Sharpie, and a little NBA Pub Hub on the Wednesday. We'll talk basketball too. It's gonna be great. And it will be a fun blast. Don't forget to say hey on social media. And until again, see you guys.